Introduction: The timeless magic of Julie Andrews. Imagine a voice so enchanting it spans 7 decades, captivating hearts across generations. Julie Andrews. More than a name, she's a symbol of hope, magic, and unshakable resilience. From the soaring hills of The Sound of Music to the whimsical skies of Mary Poppins, her career in film, stage, and song has left an indelible mark on the world. But behind those iconic melodies and that warm, radiant smile lies a story rich with heartbreak, triumph, and an unbreakable spirit. What secrets has this legend kept? What trials shaped her path to stardom? Today, we're stepping into the extraordinary life of Julie Andrews, a woman who turned adversity into artistry and built a legacy that still shines bright. From her war-torn childhood to her reign as Hollywood royalty, and through the personal storms she weathered, Julie's journey is one of courage and grace. Are you ready to uncover the woman behind the magic, whose voice became a beacon for millions? Let's dive into the captivating tale of Julie Andrews, an icon whose story is as unforgettable as her songs. Early life, a melody amid chaos. Julie Andrews, born Julia Elizabeth Wells on October 1, 1935, in Walton-on-Thames, England, entered a world where music and struggle intertwine. Her mother, Barbara, once a singer, and her father, Ted, a teacher, filled her early years with the art's promise. But beneath this creative spark lay a childhood shadowed by complexity. World War II loomed large, its chaos seeping into her home. Air raid sirens pierced the quiet, forcing a young Julie into shelters, her small hands clutching hope amid fear. Her parents' marriage buckled under the strain. Ted's departure to serve left Barbara and Julie to fend for themselves, a rift that deepened into divorce. These early blows taught Julie life's dual nature: joy could coexist with pain. Yet, music was her refuge. Her mother's piano echoed through their modest home, and by age 7, Julie's voice, a crystalline soprano, began to bloom. At 10, she took her first professional steps, singing in nightclubs and variety shows, her talent a lifeline in a fractured world. Picture a girl, barely a teen, standing under dim lights, her voice silencing rowdy crowds with its purity. Those early gigs weren't just performances, they were acts of defiance against instability, forging a resilience that would define her. From this turbulent start, Julie Andrews emerged not just a survivor, but a prodigy poised to conquer the stage. What would this foundation lead to? Let's explore her wartime crucible next. The impact of war, forging a star in crisis. World War II wasn't just a backdrop for Julie Andrews, it was a crucible that shaped her soul. Imagine a child's world upended, nights shattered by air raid warnings, days spent in uncertainty as bombs fell across England. For young Julie, then just a girl in Surrey, the war's roar was a constant companion. Huddled in shelters, she'd hear the drones overhead, her heart racing as safety hung by a thread. Her family felt the strain too, her parents' already fragile bond frayed further, splitting apart as her father joined the war effort. Left with her mother, Julie faced a home thick with tension, yet music remained her anchor. Barbara, despite her own struggles, nurtured Julie's gift, filling their days with songs that drowned out the sirens. That voice, pure, powerful, became her shield, a way to process fear and find peace. Singing wasn't just escape, it was survival, a spark of light in the dark. As the war ended in 1945, Julie emerged stronger, her resilience honed by years of upheaval. At 11, she debuted on the BBC, the youngest singer to grace its airwaves, a moment that hinted at her destiny. The war had taken much, but it gave her something too, a depth that would later pour into every note she sang. How did this child of chaos step into the arts? Let's follow her rise. Entering the arts, from stage to spotlight. At 11, Julie Andrews didn't just step onto the stage, she stormed it, a fearless talent with a voice that defied her years. Her 1947 BBC debut was electric, a child prodigy stunning listeners nationwide. Local theaters followed, each show a proving ground where she outshone seasoned acts. But her path wasn't handed to her, competition was fierce, and doubters plenty. A girl in a man's world, she faced skepticism, yet her spirit wouldn't bend. By her teens, London's West End beckoned, and Julie answered with gusto. Her big break came in 1954 with The Boyfriend, a musical that showcased her charm and vocal acrobatics. Playing Polly Brown, she didn't just sing, she wove stories, pulling audiences into her orbit with every line. Theatergoers adored her. Here was a star who glowed with warmth and wit. Behind the scenes, though, it was grit that got her there. Rejection stung, roles slipped away, but Julie kept pushing, her mother's faith and her own resolve driving her forward. She wasn't just performing, she was claiming her place. That tenacity paid off. By the mid-1950s, she was a West End darling, her name whispered in awe. Critics raved, fans flocked, and the stage became her kingdom. But this was no fairy tale ending, it was a launch pad. Greater challenges and triumphs loomed, ready to test her mettle. How would she conquer Broadway and beyond? Let's find out. Breakthrough and challenges, rising above doubt. Julie Andrews' breakthrough came in 1956 with My Fair Lady on Broadway, a triumph born of struggle. Auditioning for Eliza Doolittle, she faced a wall of doubt. Producers saw a stage singer, not a star. Could this Brit carry a lead? Julie proved them wrong, her voice soaring through Lerner and Loewy's score, her Cockney to lady transformation a revelation. Opening night was a sensation, reviews glowed, crowds roared, and Julie became the toast of New York. Yet, the road to that stage was rocky. Hollywood had snubbed her, MGM dismissing her as unfilmable, a sting she felt deeply. Undeterred, she sharpened her craft, dazzling in live shows until Walt Disney took a chance. In 1964, Mary Poppins changed everything. Her spoonful of sugar won an Oscar and silenced the skeptics. But stardom brought pressure. Could she sustain the magic? Critics watched, fans expected perfection, and Julie felt the weight. She navigated it with grace, balancing ambition with authenticity, her resolve unshaken. Each rejection, each doubt, only fueled her fire. From Broadway to Hollywood, she didn't just break through, she redefined success on her terms. What heights awaited this rising star? Let's step into her Hollywood reign. Hollywood stardom, a voice for the ages. Julie Andrews hit Hollywood like a comet, her 1964 debut in Mary Poppins a dazzling explosion of talent. As the practically perfect nanny, she blended whimsy and warmth, turning a children's tale into a cinematic gem. The film swept 5 Oscars, including Best Actress for Julie, and grossed millions. A star was born. Hot on its heels came 1965's The Sound of Music. Playing Maria, the nun who sang her way into a family's heart, Julie delivered a performance that's pure legend. Songs like Do Re Mi and Edelweiss became anthems, the film a global sensation, over $280 million at the box office, a record breaker. Fans adored her, but fame was a double-edged sword. The spotlight burned bright, every move judged, every role a gamble. Could she escape typecasting? She did, diving into dramas like the Americanization of Emily and later voicing Queen Lillian in Shrek 2. Her versatility stunned, comedy, tragedy, animation, she owned them all. Off-screen, though, the pressure mounted. Her first marriage to Tony Walton crumbled under the strain, a quiet heartbreak amid the applause. Yet, Julie shone through, her humility and work ethic a shield. She inspired countless artists, women especially, showing Hollywood a leading lady could be bold and real. Her stardom wasn't just glitter, it was a legacy of connection, a voice that lifted spirits worldwide. What trials would test this icon next? Let's uncover her personal battles. Personal struggles and triumphs, redefining resilience. In 1997, Julie Andrews faced a blow that could have silenced her forever. A botched throat surgery stole her singing voice. For a woman whose life was melody, it was devastating. The loss hit hard, identity shaken, career in jeopardy. Depression loomed, but Julie fought back. She pivoted to voice acting, her regal tones gracing Shrek's Queen Lillian and Despicable Me's Marlena, proving her spirit couldn't be muted. Writing became her outlet, memoirs like Home bared her soul, earning praise for their candor. She also turned advocate, championing vocal health and mentoring young artists, her pain a platform for good. Earlier struggles echoed too. Her 1969 marriage to Blake Edwards brought love but challenges, his health battles testing her strength. When he passed in 2010, Julie mourned, yet channeled grief into creativity, co-directing theater with her daughter. These weren't just setbacks, they were reinventions. Her triumphs shone in her openness, her refusal to fade. Fans rallied, drawn to a woman who turned loss into light. How does this resilience define her legacy? Let's reflect. Legacy and reflection, an enduring echo. At nearly 90, Julie Andrews' legacy is a tapestry of art and heart. Her roles, Maria, Mary Poppins, aren't just performances, they're cultural treasures, symbols of joy and grit. Beyond the screen, she's a survivor who faced war, loss, and silence, yet never stopped giving. Her shift from singer to storyteller, through books, films, and advocacy, shows a woman unafraid to evolve. Julie's philanthropy, from arts education to health causes, reflects her belief in creativity's power. She said, "Perseverance is the key, a creed lived through every trial." Her influence spans generations, stars like Anne Hathaway cite her as inspiration, fans still sing her songs. Reflecting, Julie urges us to embrace life's messiness, her grace a lesson in strength. Her legacy isn't static, it grows, a melody of hope that resonates today. What does she leave us? A reminder that art heals, and resilience sings louder than any note. The Song of Julie Andrews. Julie Andrews stands as a testament to the magic of tenacity, a voice that turned adversity into triumph. From a war-torn childhood to Broadway's bright lights, from Hollywood's heights to personal lows, her journey is one of unrelenting spirit. Losing her song could have ended her, instead, it redefined her, proving true greatness lies in rising again. Her legacy, etched in the sound of music, Mary Poppins, and beyond, teaches us that struggles birth strength, and hope can flourish anywhere. At nearly 90, she inspires still, her story a call to dream, endure, and create. What do we take from Julie? That every challenge holds a new beginning, and the truest magic is in our courage to shine. Share below, what's your favorite Julie moment, and how does her resilience touch you? Let's celebrate a legend whose song never fades.